And you can call your friends also.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now is it visible or what?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, so just let me know when to start. Okay, I guess we should wait 2 more minutes.
yeah, sure, we can wait.
I'll start sharply at 6:03. Okay, so I'll start now. Sachin, can I start?
Yes, ma'am, you can start.
Okay, sure. So, hello everyone. I am Mitali Borkar, and I'm a pre-final year student at IIT Roorkee, and I was a outreach intern at Linux kernel. Before these talks, there was one talk of Akansha Priya about like introduction to open source, and I guess you all have attended that talk and you know something about, you have some information about open source, what is open source, how to contribute into the open source projects and this stuff. Today I'll talk more specifically about Outreachy, that what is Outreachy and what exactly happens in Outreachy. So let's get started. What is actually Outreachy? It is a program which provides you internship. It provides you internship in the field of open science and open source. Anyone can apply to this outreach program, but especially women and LGBTQ community people. They like outreach prefers them, and the person who faces underrepresentation or systemic bias or discrimination in the field of technology, they are invited to apply. So what exactly outreach internship comprises of? It is of 3 months internship. And last year at my time, we were paid stipend of $6,000. This time it is $7,000. It is a 3 months internship, full-time internship, and it runs two cohorts. One is on December to March, and one is of May to August. We Indians, we come under Northern Hemisphere, so we are eligible only for the summer cohort, that is from May to August. You can find more information about this on the Outreachy website. Let me tell you about the timeline, that how actually the process of outreach is. First, it is the phase is initial application phase. What exactly they ask in initial application? They ask you about your like whether you are available to work 30 hours or 40 hours per week or not. Are you like in which city you reside, in which country you reside, like do you have visas, and it also comprises of essay questions. And the essay questions, they are the most important. And like the coordinators, the outreachy coordinators, they actually select the people on the basis of essay questions. Then after that, like the initial application phase, it is of mostly 20-25 days. So like right now it has started from February 4th, I guess, and it is till 25th of February, so 20 to 21 days, I guess. Then after the initial application phase, they take 1 month to review all the applications and to announce the interns. This time it is, I guess, on March of 25. Yes, March 25. After that, you can contribute to projects immediately. There is a 1 month contribution phase in which you can select project and you can do contribution, make contribution, and you have to fill the final application after the contribution. After that, within 2 weeks, they announce the interns and then internship starts after a week or two. Let me tell you about the application process, how it is, what it comprises of is: first is initial application, then contribution phase, and then final application. You need to make contributions to free open source software communities, and the projects they offer, they are of software development, web development, data science, designing, marketing, advocacy, etc. One tip which I would like to give you people is that read the Outreachy website. It has everything. It has answers to every question of yours. Let me, like, before contribution, like getting into the contribution phase, let me explain you about the initial application phase. Hello. Um, I mean, is there any problem?
No, I guess it was by mistake by someone.
Okay, okay. Sure. So before getting into the contribution phase, let me explain you a little more about the initial application phase, and that is the essay part. Initial application, that is this essay part. It has 5 questions, I guess, and that 5 question comprises of whether you have faced any discrimination in the field of technology in your personal life, and what is your background, this type of questions. They have mentioned these questions in the website. You need to read those questions carefully. You need to spend your time on thinking, on framing the answers. Why? Because as I told you, they select your application on the basis of your essays. That's why they are the most important part of your initial application. Plus, it is not necessary that your English must be very good, or your sentences must be very proper. No need of that. You just need to put the words together, and you just need to write genuinely that okay, if this has happened with you, yes, this has happened with me. If not, no, it's okay, it's fine. And they have mentioned that you can give statistics, if you are from underrepresented community. Please mention apart from this 100%, 5 to 10%, you come under this 5 to 10% category, or whatever it is. And yes, you can do one thing also. After writing those essay questions, you can ask ex outreachy interns, outreachy alums, to review your answers. I've personally reviewed many outreachy essay questions within this week. So you can reach out to the outreach alums via LinkedIn. You can ask them on the basis of profile that if you are into software development, you can ask those people that how they contributed, what essay did they wrote, or like how was their journey. If you are into design, you can ask the design people. If you are into data science, you can ask the data science people that what type of projects they worked on, what type of initial tasks they did, and everything. Let's move on to the contribution phase. Firstly, select a project in which you are comfortable. If you go onto the Outreachy website, let me show you this thing. Is my screen visible to you all?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go and if you first log in and start filling the initial application, after that you can see the current projects here under applicants part. You can see this thing that they have mentioned the skill description, like these skills are required for this project, this type of skill is required for this project, this type of skill is required for this project, etc. Okay, what you need to do is you need to select the project which enhances your skill set in which you are comfortable. I was suppose here it is ml, python and web development. I'm comfortable in python, I'm comfortable in web development, I'm comfortable with ml. So I'll select this project. Okay, fine, I can see this, I can make contribution to this because I have these skill sets. Even if I don't have the skill sets, I can work on this because I have a few knowledge of this. It's little bit knowledge of okay what happens in ml, what happens in python, how we write the code, and I know a few syntaxes and reviews codes, etc. Okay, you know little bit about this thing and you want to learn about this thing, you can apply to this project. This is how you once select the project on for the outreachy. You first go to this like current project, see the skill set, like for which project which skill is required, select that project only which enhances your skill set, that is the skills which you are comfortable with. Don't go with the hard project because you can't like it, there will be some point that you can't finish those projects, then you will regret that I spent this time more time on this, and instead I could have spent the time on the project which in comprise of the skills which I am comfortable with. Okay, so best is select the project which you are in which you are comfortable. Then you can work on maximum three projects and minimum one project. Reason being, big maximum three projects. Why? Because it can increase your chances of being selected. And minimum one project because if you focus your attention on just one project now, you will actually give proper time to that project. You will understand that what exactly that project is asking for, what exactly the mentor is asking for that in that project. You can learn many skills, and it will help you only. Okay, so next is documentation. Read more documentation, read blogs. Like when I actually contributed to Linux kernel, I read many documentation. I was new to Linux kernel. I read documentation, I read how it works and how the kernel works. It helps a lot. Reading helps a lot. Okay, next is you need to ask questions on the discussion forum in every project. Like when I told you this, suppose you selected implementer sparkle importer. Okay, when you click this right now, it is not open, the details are hidden. But when you get selected, these details are not hidden, like you can see those details. When you click on this open refine project number one, you can see the details like initial task, internship task and final task, what you need to do, how you need to contribute and everything. And after that there is one column in which you can actually see how I mean the project, how you can contact with to your mentor, everything. Let me log in actually to show you how it works. Just a minute, okay. My net is a bit slow, so just give me some time. I'm like trying to show you that how you can actually connect with your mentor. Um, this was my project. I like it was to create a Linux scheduler test suite to understand functionality and performance of core scheduling. When you click on this, see, it actually tells you the skill sets and whether like you are comfortable with C programming, scripting, Bash, Python, operating systems, and then it gives you a description of the project, like okay, this project is this we are like they have did this thing in before, and what they are expecting. These are some internship tasks, initial task, and then project, and then test results, patches, what you need to do, what as an initial task, like how you need to contribute to that task for every project. Literally for every project, they have mentioned the initial tasks. You need to perform those tasks only. Every project has different initial tasks. What are the benefits of the intern, how you can contribute to the project, and who will I work with. That is your mentor. My mentor was Vineet Pillai, and he was in Vermont. We had time difference of 9 hours. So during my time I actually changed my working hours. I used to sleep at that time, like according to the Vermont time, so that we can actually connect, and I can get instant replies. You need to actually adjust according to your mentor's time. It is not necessary, but if you want instant replies, if you want to work fast, if you want to like if you are stuck on something and you want to resolve those issues right now only, you can actually do this thing, that you can adjust your schedule according to your mentor. I did that, and it actually affected my schedule, but it's okay, no issues. It was all worth it. And it is like, how do you get help for from the coordinators, how can connect with coordinators, how you can ask coordinators about the like are you like about the project, and you can ask your mentors. See, mentors, they are very helpful. They for one project now, 10 to 11 people contributes, like what 10 to 11 people apply for that project. So you need to be in constant connection, constant contact with your mentor via suppose mails or IRC or any like platform which in which they are comfortable. And you need to tell them that you are working on this project. You need to tell them that you are stuck here. You want to resolve this issue, because since 10 to 11 people are working on just one project, you need to make sure that your mentor knows you. Your mentor has your name in mind, okay, that this person is also working on my project. That's why you need to be in constant contact with your mentor. Plus it you can learn many things during this contribution phase. Personally, I learned many things. I didn't knew few tools. I didn't knew how actually the kernel works, but he actually helped me in that 1 month. I watched videos, I read documentations, I learned how to send patches and everything. So it actually helps. It helps to be in connection with your mentor, with the coordinators. It actually helps to resolve issues. It actually helps you build the confidence to contribute in the project. Coming on to my contribution, what I did, I chose the Linux kernel project for my contribution, like I like showed you before. So in that, the my very first task was to send the cleanup patches. I read documentation. They provided documentation. They provided a link for documentation. I read those documentations. I actually like saw, wrote code, cleaned the code, like, and finally after a few days I sent my first patch. It we were asked to send 10 patches, 5 patch sets and everything. After that it took me 15 days to actually resolve all the this community's initial contribution task. Then I moved on to project's initial task. About my project task, and I ran some stress tests. I actually analyzed the data. I differentiated between the kernels, vanilla kernel, let's take vanilla kernel, Ghost kernel, everything. Okay. This was my initial contribution phase. I was in constant contact with my mentor. I actually contacted him in the dawn time, like after 2 p.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. types. And the tech stack I showed you: C, Bash, Python, version control system like Git, and everything. Okay, so this was about my contribution. And if you want to ask have any doubts, please ask in the chat box or in the Q&A session. While contributing to this project, and while working on this project during those 3 months of internship, then what I learned was that what about the Linux kernel, how the Linux kernel works, what happens in the kernel, inside the kernel, and how to write the kernel code. I never knew of this thing. This was my first open source contribution project, and I was actually happy when my first patch got accepted. I learned tools like GDB and Perf. I learned how to work on the same task with many people. On my project, me along with John, who lives in California, we both worked on the same project. I was working on the intermediate level, and he was working on the advanced level of the same project. I learned how to ask questions. See, you need to speak up. Unless and until you speak up, no, like your doubts will not get solved. No one will know that what are you up to, and you will not succeed. Like, sorry to put into this word, but seriously, you'll not succeed if you can't speak up. You need to speak up. You need to ask people that, okay, fine, I have doubts in this thing, and don't be shy. Um, don't think that people will judge me or what. It's okay, it's fine. You need to ask. And I learned this thing. I actually learned how to ask questions. You actually signed legal documents, you signed code of conduct, and it was actually amazing. Contributing into the open source, contributing to Linux kernel was pretty amazing. Perks of participation. Personally, I felt like these three were the perks: networking, professional growth, and personal growth. For networking, great mentors. My mentor, he was very like superb, awesome mentor, which I could have asked for. Okay, I knew basic minimum of Linux kernel. He provided me documentations, he provided me videos, he actually solved my minor doubts. Amazing coordinators. Coordinators means Linux kernel coordinators. They actually help you. They ask you whether you are comfortable or not, whether you are doing well with your project or not, whether are you contributing regularly, or you are taking break, you want to take break. If you are sick, you can take break. You can ask your coordinator that, okay, I'm sick, I need a break. You can ask your mentor that you need a break. They are very helpful, they are very understanding. Next is since like at my time 72 interns were selected. We had a group on Zulip. We all connected on Zulip. We talked to each other. We shared our experiences. We shared our daily things, like, okay, in this week we did this, I did this, you did this, he did this, she did that, and everything. And it was actually nice feeling that you could actually contact with your fellow participants, and you can see that, okay, fine, they are here, they have this skill. You can ask them, you can ask your doubts to them. This thing. Next is professional growth. You get to learn the new tech skills. Literally, I learned new tools. I learned about kernel. I learned about APIs. I learned about this everything, like about the kernel development, Linux kernel. It helps in your resume building. You can put these projects on your resume, obviously, and you actually develop a habit of documentation. You actually develop a habit of reading. You actually document the whole thing. Outreachy, it asks you to write blogs, and blogging, it actually helps you to maintain what can I say, it actually helps you to keep track of your internship goals. Yes, nice word. It helps you to keep track of your internship goals, that okay, you're at this point, you need to get to this point, you're gonna get on this point, these things. personal groups, it personally helped me in overcoming my inferiority complex. Obviously, when you apply to something and when you get to know people, you feel that this person has this type of skill set, and wow, that is nice, and I don't have this skill. I need to work on that. Am I good enough or not? It's okay, it's completely okay. You while talking to people now, you will get to know that they also have same questions like yours. It helps you like gaining confidence, it helps you overcoming inferiority complex, and while speaking it helps you in improvement of your soft skills. You regularly are in contact with your mentor via video calls, via voice calls. It helps you to be proper, it helps you to build your vocabulary, soft skills, and it actually feels better. Next is, I just want to let you know, guys, that if you are interested in applying for outreach and you feel that you don't have this type of skill set, or you feel like I can't contribute to this project because I'm not sure whether it lies under my skill sets, or whether I don't know much about this, it's okay. It's completely okay. Start applying, start to learn, because you get 1 or 2 months to learn. You spend 1 or 2 months to actually, while contribution phase, you learn that how to make the code, how to write code, how to review, how to debug. You learn these things parallelly while contributing. So start contributing. This is what I wanted to tell you, share with you people. This was my outreach experience. And if you guys have any questions, please post in the chat box.
Yeah, if you have any questions, you can unmute as well and post in chat box.
Ma'am,
Yeah, Aparna.
ma'am, when did you fill your this form?
What? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Please speak loudly.
Ma'am, when did you fill this form?
I filled this form on 12th of February 2021.
And in second year or first year?
Yes, second year, my second year.
Okay. So
And
should I fill now? I'm first year.
yeah, sure. You can fill out the form. You can fill out the form. You can start your initial application process. Okay, it's not that hard.
I have little experience of web development. I don't have much experience. So can
It's
I fill?
okay. It's okay. You can start. You can fill the application form, and you can select. You can start looking for projects in which you are comfortable, and you can start learning parallelly.
Okay.
In chat box, we have question that I am in first year of BTech Civil Engineering. Can I apply?
Shashank, Priya Singh, Samrat. May I know your gender, please? Because the thing is now, outreach it is mainly for women and LGBTQ community. So if you fall under this category, you can apply, irrespective of your year. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have any more questions, you can ask. I think we can
मैम
move.
मेल के लिए
Yeah.
What?
हम मतलब बॉयज के लिए कुछ नहीं है.
Boys के लिए GSOC, GirlScript Summer of Code. It is like, see, I can't say that it is not for boys. Outreach. If you are a person who is from underrepresented society, you can apply. But mainly, outreach is for women and LGBTQ community. Mainly.
हाँ, और जो कुछ और भी ओपन सोर्स प्रोग्राम्स है जो हर एक के लिए ओपन है, तो हर्ष विल डिस्कस फॉर दैट.
Yeah.
Any more questions? If not, then Harsh can take over.
Yeah.
Should I?
Yes.
Yeah, you can continue.
Cool, then thank you, Mitali. It's been great meeting you. And yeah, I didn't know about Outreachy that much. To be honest, for everyone who asked कि mails के लिए क्या है, you can still apply to Outreachy. I did, but they prefer, as Mitali said, they prefer LGBTQ plus women because they want to diversify and all. So yeah, you can still apply to Outreachy, but yeah, like the chances get less. I got rejected, so. Fine. There are always more opportunities. Cool. So hi guys, I'm Harsh, and I'm currently in my final year of BTech Computer Engineering, and I am a full stack developer, full stack blockchain developer. So okay, so I'll make this conversation and not a one-side lecture. So it would be great if some of you guys can open your mics and just talk, and we can have a cool chit chat rather than it being a one-side communication, because I'll prefer that. Okay, so like how many of you? Okay, fine. So how many of you guys know about this very cool term called Bitcoin? Just raise your hands, put in the chat, or like open your mic. That's easy. Yeah. So okay. Okay, so many hands. It's better if you like mic open kar do, we can talk. We won't be talking about anything about trading related. मुझे नहीं पता how the market goes on. I'm sorry if you are invested into it. So yeah. Okay, so fine. Not a lot of people. Okay. By raise of hands, can you just showcase like how many of you guys are from the first year? If okay, we just have Mukul, Ayush, Shashank, again 4, 5. Cool job. So you like, yeah, we have a first year audience as well. So okay, I'll try not to go too much into technical terms when it comes to my stacks. Cool. And like second year people, second year or third year, both can raise hands. I guess rest of the people are from second year and third year.
Yeah.
Okay, cool then. So like fine. So guys, like I'll just introduce myself. I'll just share my screen. Just give me a second. Yeah, you can see the screen, right?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, cool then. So hello people, and okay, so about me, I am a full stack blockchain developer and I love open source, and I've been part of multiple open source communities. So yeah, like this is my GitHub profile, all the things I've been working upon. So currently I'm an MLH Spring Fellow. I'm working on Solana program library, which is a part of Solana. Solana is another cryptocurrency. For all the people who know about it, you guys are awesome. For all the people who don't know about it, I'm sorry for you. So taken, it's a very cool tech, and I've been part of it. Other than that, I was one of the contributors who got selected in Summer of Bitcoin, where I spent a complete summer learning about the mechanisms of blockchain and how Bitcoin development goes in. Like how is this one particular project revolutionizing the complete financial system as we know of right now? So yeah, I got to work upon it, one of the best experiences I've ever had. And yeah, so I'll talk about that plus the MLH Spring Fellowship right now. And if I particularly prefer like if I'm speaking something and तुम लोगों को अगर कोई भी doubts है, simply open your mic and disturb me. Okay, like it's better if you disturb me in the moment rather than like last में Q&A वाला types. Cool. That's something which I prefer. So yeah, either disturb me, or if you're too shy, just send a question in the chat box, and Sachin will read it to me. Cool. So yeah. So other than that, so okay, so I didn't know about this. Like you already had an open source seminar, right, where you can learn about everything. So apparently open source is very new. Like I yesterday I had a talk with Santosh Yadav, who has been in this tech industry for like 15 years, and for the first 10 years he was in the industry, he never did any kind of open source contribution. Like GitHub wasn't much popular back then. It is way too much popular right now. So the speed at which the software gets developed has increased exponentially. So like back in jab like when consider we like we are in 2008 or 2009, right? So tab jitne softwares the they were all closed source. Like people won't even give their legacy code to anyone because unko like rakhna tha apne paas sambhal ke, okay? And that's how they thought like it would be better. But when Git came, when GitHub came, when so many version control systems came, and they saw that how normal developers like you and me can help them to integrate so many features so quickly. They understood the power of open source, and it is something which is like totally awesome because you can simply sit in your piece, sit at your home and work on a function. Like all the feature, all the applications which use, like majority of you guys must be using Mozilla Firefox. Everyone uses VS Code. So in सबके code bases, all of them are open source. So you can simply add a function to it, and your code can be used by millions of people just if a pull request gets accepted, right? So yeah, so that's the power of open source. It helps you connect with a lot of people. You improve yourself because if you are simply coding in your home and like simply sitting at a particular place and coding by yourself, you'll be not developing that exponentially. But if you know a lot of people, if you talk in a lot of communities, your knowledge increases, your experiences, your soft skills get better, as said by Mitali earlier, and you a lot of opportunities get to your door. Cool. So yeah, that's what open source is all about. So for all the people who are in the first year or second year, if you guys simply know like basic C++ coding, if you know basic web development coding, try to improve upon that and try to get in some open source community. There are a lot of events happening all over the year. Like we have Outreachy here, we have Summer of Bitcoin, we have Google Summer of Code. We have a lot of short winter programs as well where it's specifically for new beginners, like anyone who has just gotten started with coding can apply and can be a part of that program. Okay, so one of such programs is GirlScript Summer of Code. And again, like someone opened their mic without a
Oh, no.
cool then. Fine. So yeah, currently there's this one cool program, GirlScript Summer of Code, which will be happening from the 1st of March to, and it was a 3-month long program. So March, April, May, and I'm the program manager of that particular program this year. And yeah, like it's one of the programs which is specifically for new beginners. If you have a little bit experience about like website development or like basic C++, if you just know some things and you want to get started with open source, this program is for you. As we specifically want to make such an environment where everyone can learn and everyone can basically upgrade themselves. Cool. So okay, so like do check it out. It's pretty fun, and we are trying to make it much more fun. Like I'm able to, like, I'm the manager this time, and I'll try to make it as much easy for you new people to get started with it. So like that's my goal right now, to to make a very cool community over there. Fine. So yeah, like I haven't like a complete full-fledged PPT prepared, like Mitali did on complete Outreachy. But yeah, like this is my GitHub, and you can check out whatever I did here. Like a lot of my experiences are particularly here. So yeah, talking about my Summer of Bitcoin experience. So what happened was like it happened first time in 2021, and now they are trying to make it an annual program. it's on for 2022 as well, and the applications are running out, like just 10 days are left, I guess. So yeah, so what I did was, like, before this program I simply knew what cryptocurrencies were. Like, they were very fascinating. Take a, like, I invested in a few, I just played around with some simple things, but I never knew, okay, what actually is Bitcoin, like what is proof of history, what is proof of work, like how do these cryptocurrencies work actually. At the end, cryptocurrencies are just a software who are trying to get the financial system better, right? So yeah, so basically what Bitcoin is all about is considering जो हमारा अभी का financial system है, like suppose person A wants to send money to person B, right? So what they do is person A will simply tell the bank कि मेरे account में से इतना money transfer कर दो to person B, right? That's what happens. But money doesn't get transferred physically, does it? The bank won't transfer the money. The bank will simply remove, suppose I want to transfer 100 rupees. So it will simply remove 100 rupees from your account and send it back to send it to the person B. So it's simple. It's a simple transaction. Like, it's simply a transaction and no physical things get transferred from one place to another, right? So we are just simply trusting bank to do this transaction, but that trust is something which got a lot of things in trouble when there was a crash in 2008, where banks didn't had enough money to give to people, and the complete stock markets from all over the world crashed. I'm not so sure if you guys knew about this or if you're following news back in 2008, but yeah, do check out, like, do just Google 2008 stock market crash, and तुमको पता चलेगा what actually happened, and like how that crash led to the birth of Bitcoin. So so basically in Bitcoin we are simply storing these transactions, the person A to person B wala stuff, but instead of we are trusting a bank to do it, we are doing it via a decentralized network. A decentralized network is something जहाँ पे हम एक सर्वर पे rely नहीं कर रहे होते हैं. Like currently, you trust Google that कि हाँ I need a Gmail ID, and you trust Google कि मुझे एक Gmail ID दो, and Google simply gives it to you. But currently you are on your Google's mercy that if कल को उठ के उसने बोल दिया कि you can't access your Gmail ID anymore, so what will happen? You can't do anything. You add something. Google's in charge there, right? So Google is a centralized company. What Bitcoin is, it's a decentralized company. I have no hate towards Google. I'm just using it as an example here. Okay. So majority of every companies are centralized because that's how systems were till now. But now we are moving to this decentralized world, and I simply love about how this thing goes. Cool. So I spent my complete summer learning how these things work, like what is the math behind it, how is the code behind it. By the way, here's the repository which manages Bitcoin. It's like GitHub/Bitcoin/Bitcoin. And I was working upon this, like fixing issues, reviewing, and a lot of things. So there are like 800 freaking developers working on this at any given time, and there are always like so many issues open, so many pull requests open, that it's so much fun, it's so much intimidating as well. Like, this was the first big code base, the biggest code base I've ever worked on, and it was very scary at first, I would say, but yeah, like as soon I got better, and soon I made some contributions as well, and they really loved it. So yeah, so anyone who has basic knowledge, anyone who is good with C++, Python, like you can see the languages which are used here are mostly C++ and Python. So yeah, that's what I worked upon. By the way, the applications of this for this year, Summer Bitcoin 2022, are open till 1st March. So if you are someone who wants to get into this, if you are someone who wants to know about this, do apply. And yeah, like I got called upon as an alumni this year, and I was mentoring a few more students to help them understand blockchain and help them understand Bitcoin as well. So yeah, that's how this particular experience was. Currently, I'm under MLS Spring Fellowship, which is like going on as we talk. It's a 12-week program, and currently I'm in for 3 weeks. Like the 3 weeks have passed, and बचे 9 weeks where I'll be working more. And yeah, it is similar where I get to work upon Solana program library. Solana is another cryptocurrency which wants to revolutionize the internet as we know. Like अगर तुम लोगों को पता हो Twitter पे, so there's this thing called Web3. I'm not so sure how many of you guys know it. So I'll like there were a lot of first years as well. So मुझे ज़्यादा technical जाना नहीं है. So yeah, fine. So yeah, I've been working upon this currently. It's a cool cryptocurrency I consider, and there are a lot of things which you can do this with. So the vision of Bitcoin is to fix the financial system as we know it, and the vision of Solana is like to revolutionize the internet and stuff. So I consider like each and every blockchain has their own use cases, has their own white paper. They are targeting different things, and I respect each and every blockchain there is. And yeah, so this is what I do. I have experiences of building projects on multiple blockchain ecosystems. Like I worked upon Ethereum, Polygon. Polygon is a Indian blockchain, by the way, if you guys didn't know that. And I have like built upon projects for multiple stuff here. So yeah, that's what my experience has been with blockchain, and all of that. So this got better because of open source, because of like so many opportunities were there. Like I was able to contribute sitting at my home, and just being active in these communities. So yeah, like I enjoyed doing that. Other than that, a lot of I was part of multiple other open source communities, like there's Script Winter of Code, there's DevIncept contributor program. So I was mentor here and there. I started my open source journey as a contributor, obviously, like and then soon I became mentor, then I was a supervisor as well, and currently I'm the program manager of GirlScript Summer of Code 22. And yeah, it's been a fun journey, and I want to uh, give every person, every newbie, the same experiences, the same opportunities which I had. So yeah, that's my goal. And what is GSOC 22? You can find out on this particular website. You'll just Google it, and it will open it for you. So like this is something which we are working upon this time. So yeah, like as we like last year, these were the stats. Like we had 5,500 plus participants. Majority of them were made their first pull request, made their first get commit using this program. So like there were 10,000 total pull requests, and it was simply awesome. So yeah, like even I was one of the contributor in GSOC 2021. So like that's one of my foundation step of in open source. So I would highly encourage you guys to apply to this and even start your journey. So yeah, that's pretty much it about all these programs. And now I'm open to doubts. It would be great if you can open your mics and start speaking. क्योंकि like as I said, I don't want to make this as an one-ended lecture. Hello guys, you can wake up now.
Yeah. If you have any question, you can ask.
सर ये मतलब GSOC में अप्लाई करने के लिए क्या क्या रहता है, और इसमें मतलब बहुत मतलब अच्छे से आता रहेगा तो इसलिए तो
GirlScript Summer of Code के बारे में पूछ रहे हो, right?
GSOC के लिए
GSOC means like GSOC is like Google Summer of Code as well, and GirlScript Summer of Code as well. So like can Google Summer of Code में like there are a lot of projects and there are a lot of organizations, and each and every organization has ideas. So in Google Summer of Code, you need to like make a complete proposal, and it's good अगर आप उस organization में पहले से काम कर रहे हो like a few months. Like I guess उसके applications will start from March. So yeah, that's how things are वहाँ पे. आपको एक पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन चूज करनी रहती है जो आपको पसंद हो, एंड उसके बाद यू कैन मेक अ प्रपोजल कि मुझे नेक्स्ट 12 हफ्तों में ये पर्टिकुलर चीज़ें पे काम करना है, एंड वो कंप्लीट प्रपोजल दे सिलेक्ट यू. एंड टू बी ऑनेस्ट, लाइक इट्स गुड इफ यू आर ऑल, अगर लाइक सपोज लाइक मुझे जूलिया लैंग्वेज के ऊपर काम करना है, सो आई स्टार्ट कंट्रीब्यूटिंग टू इट बिफोर इट. But I won't say like Google Summer of Code is completely for new beginners. Like जो it's good if you are already part of the organization, अगर आप पहले से उस पर काम कर रहे हो 2-3 महीनों से, एंड आपको पता है कि किस टाइप के प्रोजेक्ट्स उस पे है.
अगर कोई मतलब नया नया सीख रहा है, अभी सीखना शुरू ही किया है मैंने जावा कोडिंग, मतलब तो हमारे क्या है?
So like you can still apply, you should. So a lot of organizations use Java as their programming language, right? So उसमें होगा क्या कि आपको उन पर्टिकुलर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में से कोई एक चूज करना पड़ेगा कि हाँ उसका एक प्रोजेक्ट में लूँ, एंड आप देखो कि आप इसमें कंट्रीब्यूट क्या कर सकते हो. बट आपको एक पूरा प्रपोजल बना के देना पड़ता है कि हाँ मुझे इस पर्टिकुलर फीचर पे काम करना है, मैं पहले हफ्ते में इतना काम करूंगा, दूसरे हफ्ते में ये, इस टाइप का पूरा एक प्रपोजल बना के देना होता है. एंड आप अगर आप वो प्रपोजल बना के अप्लाई कर सकते हो, आप करो. इट्स आई वोंट डिस एंड आई विल लाइक आई विल एनकरेज यू, आप अप्लाई करो. आप ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस के बारे में स्टडी करो, उनके प्रोजेक्ट्स के बारे में स्टडी करो. ऑब्वियसली आपका नॉलेज एनहांस होगा ही. इट्स जस्ट के yeah, like do apply, do find that things. Organizations ढूंढना बड़ा आसान है. like सभी के प्रोजेक्ट्स दे रखे होते हैं, एंड आप उसमें से देख सकते हो कि आप कैसे कंट्रीब्यूट कर पाओगे.
तो मतलब बिगिनर हैं, अभी सीखना शुरू ही किया है हमने, तो और चांस भी कम है कि सिलेक्ट करे वो लोग, तो मतलब हमारे लिए क्या क्या चीज ओपन है, मतलब जो कर सकते.
सो सी लाइक कभी भी इस तरीके से सोचना नहीं होता कि सामने वाला हमेशा रिजेक्ट ही करेगा. लाइक नेवर नेवर थिंक लाइक दैट. आप कोई भी अपॉर्चुनिटी उसमें होता है, सिंपली अप्लाई टू दैट. To be honest, like I'm not from tier 1 or tier 2 colleges. I'm from a tier 3 college, and मुझे जितनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज जब भी मिली है, मैंने सीधा अप्लाई किया बिना ये सोचे कि हाँ सामने वाला रिजेक्ट करेगा या एक्सेप्ट करेगा. फाइन. सो there's a simple saying कि अगर आप खुद ही को रिजेक्ट कर रहे हो, सो आप कैसे एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हो कि सामने वाला आपको एक्सेप्ट करेगा, राइट? सो दैट्स नॉट द थिंग. आपको ऐसा कभी नहीं सोचना चाहिए कि you will get rejected. You should apply to every opportunity. Google Summer of Code में भी make a proposal, do apply. Select ना करना, accept करना नहीं करना, that's a decision जो वो लोग लेंगे, आप नहीं ले रहे हो, right? So, and to be honest, like as I said कि GirlScript Summer of Code is completely for beginners, and वो अभी मार्च से शुरू हो जाएगा, so you can apply there. एंड बहुत सारे विंटर ऑफ कोड में भी होता है, बट हाँ लाइक बहुत सारे समर ऑफ कोड प्रोग्राम शुरू हो जाएंगे जहाँ पे आप पूरे समर उसमें करोगे, जो लाइक पर्टिकुलरली न्यू बिगिनर्स के लिए ही होंगे. एंड या यू कैन अप्लाई टू देम एज वेल. आपको सिंपल आप इफ यू आर एक्टिव ऑन लिंक्डइन ना, तो आपको बहुत सारे नोटिफिकेशंस आ ही जाएंगे कि हाँ दिस इज अ न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटी यू कैन अप्लाई, दिस इज अ न्यू अपॉर्चुनिटी यू कैन अप्लाई, सो ऑन सो फोर्थ.
थैंक यू. एंड और क्या और भी कुछ है? गर्ल्स समर ऑफ कोड एंड एज यू सेड गूगल समर ऑफ कोड, एंड इसके अलावा जहाँ पे सीखने के लिए अप्लाई कर सकते हैं?
बहुत सारे लाइक देयर आर लाइक 50, like I guess एक repo ही है. I'll just I guess you can simply search open source events and एक repo आ जाता है जहाँ पे yeah this one मैं extend करता हूँ. बहुत सारे यूट्यूबर्स भी बना देते हैं इन चीज़ों के ऊपर कि ये न्यू चीज़ें आ रही है, ये न्यू चीज़ें आ रही है वगैरह. सो ठीक है. मेरे लिए चैट ओपन नहीं है आई गेस, so I'll just send Sachin, and Sachin can simply paste this link in the chat. उस रेपो में वो दे रखा है all the things which और भी दूसरे organizations जो है, मैं अभी सेंड कर रहा हूँ. Till then, any other question you can ask?
सर मतलब कि मतलब ऐसा रहता है कि वो सिलेक्ट करते हैं कि कितना आता है उस हिसाब से देखने के बाद?
ऐसा मत सोचो। हर एक प्रोग्राम का अलग रहता है, हर एक ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अलग तरीके से सोचता है। सो या आई वुड से ऐसा मत सोचो। या लाइक कोई और बोल रहा था। आई एम जस्ट सेंडिंग द थिंग।
सूरज, you have question?
Sachin, by the way, I sent you a
Yeah.
GitHub repo. So can you just distribute that?
Yeah.
Cool. So वो एक repository है जिसमें बहुत सारे open source events के links दे रखे हैं, everything like Outreachy and everything, और वो भी month wise कि कब खुलता है कब नहीं। तो
Yeah, I posted. Any more questions? I think we can end session if we don't have any question.
fine, no problem with me.
Yeah, so
Cool guys. Even if you still have doubts after the session,